What's up guys, I'm Joey and this is Performance Outdoor. Today I'm going to be looking at two 0-degree sleeping bags, both of which are under $100. The Coleman North Rim Mummy and the Teton Leef. Before we get into that, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, really appreciate you stopping. Hopefully you'll check out some of my other videos and consider hitting the subscribe button. Really my main focus is all things outdoors. Camping, hunting, fishing, backpacking, anything that gets me in the outdoors. But really my favorite thing is finding awesome gear that doesn't break the bank, which is why today we're looking at two 0-degree bags, again, both under $100. So let's get into it. So I'm going to split this video into three parts. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with a couple of the stats and specifications for each one. But then I'm also going to get into an individual review of each sleeping bag, and I'll put a timestamp below to let you know where you can fast forward to if you want to check out one specific sleeping bag over another. But first, let's get into the side-by-side comparison. Now the difference between these two bags is pretty clear, pretty quick. This is the Coleman Mummy, and this is as small as I'm able to get it in this stuff sack, and it almost takes two people to get it back in its bag. It's a pain in the butt. But when you get it back in here, it stands at 19 inches tall, and this bag weighs 5.8 pounds, and it retails on Amazon for around 50 bucks. Compared to the Teton Leef, it's actually really easy to get it back in its stuff sack, and what I really like about it is it has these straps that help you cinch it down a little bit tighter. So right now this stands at 14 inches tall, and it weighs 4.2 pounds. Now the Teton's a little bit more expensive. It's around 85, 90 bucks on Amazon today. Now even though the Teton is a little bit smaller in the stuff sack, it's actually a longer sleeping bag at 87 inches long compared to the Coleman, which is 82 inches long. Now I'm exactly 6 foot tall, and I fit comfortably in both of these sleeping bags really well. Both of them are full synthetic, and both of them have a reinforced toe box, so your feet are nice and toasty in the middle of the night. I actually spent several days out in the woods hunting here in central Tennessee over the past few weeks, and the temperatures got down to around 25 degrees Fahrenheit at night, and I was really comfortable. Yeah. In the past, I've always relied on throwing hand warmers down by my toes to keep them warm. I didn't even have to do that for either of these sleeping bags. I was really warm all the night through, especially at my feet. Now the Teton Leef has this really cool color scheme going. The black exterior is a 40D ripstop water resistant material, and the inside is a brushed poly flannel, and it is ridiculously soft. I typically have a sleeping bag liner that I carry with me, and it usually just provides a little bit extra warmth, but also keeps the inside of your sleeping bag just clean and fresh for that much longer. But this is so soft, I actually don't even want to use a sleeping bag liner. It's that soft. It's really, really nice. Now, one thing that the Teton Leef also has is this interior pocket, and it's a really good size. I mean, it'll hold a phone. But one of the things that I found, I actually tried sleeping with my phone in this pocket. It's in a weird spot. It's basically going to be resting right here, like on your chest. So I laid like that for a few minutes, and I took it out and just threw my phone over here. It was kind of annoying. So I don't know what you would sleep in it. They advertise how this is kind of a great feature, having an interior pocket. Maybe throw a hand warmer in there if it gets super cold, like 0 degrees. But for me, I really didn't keep anything in this little pocket. Now it has a full mummy hood as well that you can cinch down around yourself, get it super tight. And one of the things they advertise is having this draft tube to keep some of the draft out, keep some of that warmth actually in the sleeping bag and not leaking out through the zipper. And one of the things they also say, and they have this enhanced fabric material here, and they say that it's a snag-free zipper. That has not been my experience. Now the zipper is really good quality, but it's like every other zipper out there on every sleeping bag. It's going to catch. I mean, it's got an inside and an outside zipper pull. So from the inside of the bag, you can zip it up. But I had to wiggle it, even right now, I'm having to give it a little bit of a wiggle. It's not bad by any means, but they say it's a snag-free zipper. 100% not the case. Like I said, it's not bad at all, but it's not as advertised. Now the Teton has that extra insulated toe box to keep you really warm on those cold nights, and it's about 18 inches wide. And it also has a zipper down here. If you start getting a little bit too toasty, you can draft off some of the heat from the toe box, which is a pretty nice option. I actually found myself doing this the other day when I was camping. So my overall impression of the Teton Leef is really solid. I was camping in the mid to upper 20s and I was comfortable, but I was right at that tipping point where I could tell if it got much colder, I wasn't going to be comfortable anymore, but I did have a good night's sleep. I'd say that reinforced toe box made my feet really warm all night through, and that brushed poly flannel interior is so ridiculously soft, made for a really comfortable night's sleep. So with the toe box, the brushed poly flannel interior, and the fact that it has a nice stuff sack and it gets into that stuff sack really easily, really quickly, and you can cinch the straps down to make it a little bit more compact. Those are a few of my favorite features about the sleeping bag. A couple of things that I didn't like so much is that interior pocket. You know, they advertise that as like a big feature for the bag, but it's kind of awkward because when you're sleeping, it's basically resting on your chest right here. So if you wanted to have your phone in there, like your phone is just sleeping like right on your chest. I didn't like that. If they had put it a little bit further down the bag and more on the side, I think it would have made a lot more sense. And then there's the zipper. Like I said, it's not bad, but it was getting sticky on me. And the description says that it's a snag-free zipper. It really wasn't. It wasn't terrible, but if you're going to say you got a snag-free zipper, I expected it to be snag-free, and it wasn't. But at around like 85, 90 bucks, I would 100% recommend this bag, and I would buy this one again. Really comfortable. I really have enjoyed this. Now the Coleman bag, you can instantly tell has just a lot of fluff to it. This is a really, really warm bag. And there's a couple of interesting features on it is these draft tubes along the zipper, but also along the back and the chest. I thought these were a total gimmick at first until I was sleeping in it and it was about 25 degrees out and I was getting really warm. And we were actually in one of our hunting trailers and I thought my hunting buddy turned on the buddy heater or something because I was starting to not sweat, but I was getting really warm. So I unzipped it and I just kind of draped it over my chest like this and let some of the heat out. And I started freezing right away. I realized, no, he didn't turn on the buddy heater. I was just really warm in the sleeping bag. And these draft tubes, like it's a lot of material right here, like on the back and on the chest, but it doesn't make for an uncomfortable night's sleep. It doesn't feel like you're sleeping on anything awkward or anything like that. It actually just makes for a really, really warm night's sleep with no cold air that's leaking down to your feet. And one thing that they do really well with the zipper, when they say it's a snag-free zipper, it's a snag-free zipper. Like it's really solid. It's only an external zipper where some you have that internal piece too. So if you want to be able to zip it up from inside the sleeping bag, you can't do that. But it's a really, really great zipper. The hood, you can cinch it down so you can get that really tight around your head. And I've just got a little Rugged Camp inflatable pillow that I keep in here, and it fits perfectly. Now the Coleman bag's got this nice wide toe box. It's about 17 inches at the base, and it's that reinforced toe box, so there's a lot of extra padding here, and your feet are going to be really toasty. If they get too toasty, they've got the zipper along the side that allows you to draft out some of that heat as well. So my overall impression of the Coleman bag is that it's awesome, especially only around 50 bucks. It's kind of hard to beat. So I've actually taken this out 2 weekends in a row. 2 weeks ago, I took my 8-year-old son on a weekend-long hunting trip, and it was in the mid to upper 20s, and he slept on this, and he was warm all night long. Last weekend, I took this one out, and it was in the mid-20s all night, and I was really toasty. The draft tubes in it, it's not just a gimmick. They really work. I got so warm at a certain point that I unzipped the sleeping bag and you could feel all that cold air just rushing in. The second you zip that up, you are locked in tight. So I really like that. The toe box, really warm as well. And the zipper on it is fantastic. Absolutely no snagging whatsoever. It's a really, really solid zipper. So at around 50 bucks, if you're gonna sleep in cold weather, this is a really good bag to check out. It was only about 25 degrees when I used it, but I would trust this below 25, hands down. I think you'd be still really comfortable. The only thing that I don't like about the bag is that it's really difficult to get back into its stuff sack. I'm not going to be storing this at the house in a stuff sack. I'll keep it a little bit more fluffed out so it doesn't lose some of that fluff. But when you are loading up the car or whatever, it's a really big bag, and it's really difficult to get back into that stuff sack. That's really my only knock against it. Otherwise, I think this is a really great bag, and again, only about 50 bucks. So I'll put a link in the description below for this. So there you go, guys. That is the Coleman North Rim 0 degree bag in the Teton Leef. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my other videos. It really helps me out. I really do appreciate it, and keep an eye out for more videos coming soon. Thanks.